What's up, everyone? It's your boy Midnight Cowboy coming at you again with another tier list. Now, I've been getting a lot of requests for this one since my last video. So today we're tier listing smells. Now, keep in mind, all these smells down here, they're all just my memories, so don't get too heated if you disagree. And if you think I got any of these wrong, just send me a comment to my PO box. I'll get back to you within 3 to 5 business days. All right, so first up we got lemon. We got lemon here. Now, like lemon in general just like smells really good, right? Just smells really good, but it kind of varies depending on what it's in. Like you could be talking about like a lemon scented candle. It's got like some ginger or something in it along with it. It smells really good. But you could also be talking about like some like a cleaning product, like some lemon pledge or something, where like it's really strong. It's a really strong like artificial kind of lemon, but it's also like, you know, when you're smelling that, you're also smelling like paper towels, rubber gloves, flimsy tile floors, and stuff like that. So it's like, it always varies, but like, no matter what, it's always memorable. So I'm gonna put that in B tier. That's a B tier smell. Alright, next we got Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Now, for lemon, I said that like lemon is always memorable. Yu-Gi-Oh cards, the smell is unforgettable. There's just something about that combination of like thin cardstock, gloss, plastic dust, and creases that just gives it like this very like, it's very unique, very sort of like aged smell, you know? Now I kind of have a lot of problem with like a lot of collectible cards, like, you know, if they're, like just as a concept, like if there's a card you want, like you gotta go to the store, you gotta go pick up one of those like little packets that may or may not have something you want in it. I remember when I was a kid, I found one packet that had a Slifer, the executive producer, and like it was like all the way in the back too. So like I was convinced that like the people stocking the store like put it there just for like the one kid who looked all the way in the back, which like as if like anyone knew what was in it or cared. I don't know. But yeah, like even if you get like a good card like that, it always feels like there's something you missed, you know? Like you didn't quite get what you came for. Yeah. The wrappings are nice though. Very thin, very crispy. They smell like empty foil, C tier. So next up we have sofrito. Now if you don't know what sofrito is, chances are you actually do. It's basically just the combination of sauteed onions, carrots, and celery. That is just the foundation of so many just great dishes and stuff. It's such a wonderful combination. You get the sweetness of the onion, the earth of the carrot, the fresh aroma from the celery. There's just, it makes me think of like stuffing at Thanksgiving or making ribollata for my friends and family during gatherings, holidays, things like that. You know, you can't really do that now, but they're good memories. They are S tier. Next up we got these plastic jelly tube things. You remember these things? Like, I had to look them up. They're called water wigglers. Like, that's the name that someone came up with to call this thing. That was that. Anyway, these things smell like every particulate that has ever existed, from the sterile, filthy plastic factory that made them to the dead skin cells collecting in your storage closet. Every human being is made of a little bit of stardust from galaxies and galaxies away. And these things are where all that stardust will converge when the universe collapses. D tier. Next up we have cigarette smoke. Now, honestly, this one's a bit complicated for me. This is a little complicated, because I honestly can't separate this from the next smell on this list, which is grandparents' house. I just have too many memories of like, you know, going to my grandparents' house when I was a kid. My grandma used to smoke quite a lot, and so these two smells just always felt like very, they always felt like the same thing to me. They become something entirely different. To me, it smells like playing GameCube in the basement beneath the deer heads mounted on the wall, or frying bluegill and French fries in the kitchen. Now, anytime I smell cigarette musk, I have an inescapable feeling of a distant home. A tier. Get over there. Yeah. Alright, so next up is dirt. It's dirt. It smells like dirt. You can gather it in a jar, collect worms, put holes in the top. It gets under your fingernails and makes your hands dry and smell like wet metal. B tier. This is a Yankee Candle shop. Nasty. Garbage. Awful. Did you ever go to like the local mall and find one of these things? Like, and just like go through all the aisles trying to smell all the different jars? Maybe your parents bought one and made them feel a little bit more bougie. Just a little bit. It's just like, God, it's just so nasty. They're just complete overloads of vanilla, pomegranate, wax, cinnamon, and unholy alchemical concoctions of winter head colds. At least it was right next to the GameStop. C tier. Next up we have snow. The first snow always settles so cold and clean. Somewhere a car barrels down a highway before the salt is put down. The driver buries himself in a void, impossibly bright this far below the surface. You hear a traffic warning on the radio. Another drunk teenager. Maybe. Probably not. Someone very, very distant from you. The snow is distractingly bright on the surface. You get used to it. B tier. Next up we have curry. Now curry is fantastic. In like all different kinds of curry you can make. You got like Indian curry, Japanese curry. They're all so different, but like they're all just so good. At least I think so. I've made a lot of curry for myself for the past few years. Like it's kind of like my go-to sort of meal for the week, you know? It smells like a home that I made for myself. It's delicious and wonderful. S tier. Next we have Teen Spirit. Does anyone remember that kid from middle school who thought they were really smart because they pointed out that Smells Like Teen Spirit is about a deodorant? Where do you think that kid is now? Living their life away in an office clerk's chair? Building a home with a happy family, maybe? She could be doing well for herself. It's nice to think so. But have you ever smelled a Teen Spirit? I haven't. D tier. Burning plastic. You can feel the dusty film melting in the air. There's something moving in there. It tastes like something you missed. It hurts too much to think about. C tier. You know, my old apartment had these AC units outside just below the balcony that was like in between the different apartment buildings, and like it always gave off like tons of air during the winter. It didn't smell clean, but it smelled empty. On the weekends, in the mornings, my roommates there would watch anime and speed draws in the living room. Sometimes we'd even make breakfast for each other. We had a lot of work over the weekends, so we didn't really have a lot of time to do that. We all had to walk away eventually, but the time we had was comforting. It was something. From the balcony, you could see the grocery store and a giant LCD screen outside the Art Institute. A block down, a gas station and a cemetery. Broken pots of an undone garden. Smell the empty. And last but least, we have frozen peas. They're interesting. You look at them like expecting to smell like cold, but you get nothing. But like, you know, that you think to yourself like that's okay. Like they're frozen, they're preserved. They're meant for you to like heat them up so they can start smelling like something again. So you steam them, you microwave them, you do whatever you can to just bring back that smell, and then they smell like nothing. Still. Did they ever smell like anything? What are they supposed to smell like? Is my body too lonely to feel? These are questions you can't answer. They're pasts you can't redo. How long have I been away? How can I ever come back from this? I want to go back.
you.